So the first thing I ask you, what is this? The PhD. Okay.
PhD,
yeah.
Basic thing. The the meaning of this is the Doctor of Philosophy.
Yep.
And to me, it's a research.
Yep.
Innovative. It should be innovative, which can contribute to the knowledge.
Yep.
The research which can contribute to the knowledge. Yeah, and then.
Yep. Keep saying that. What?
And also, it needs passion to do the PhD, and a lot of study, hard work, and what else?
I tell you, in concrete, this is more looks like a bookish. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. But a professional, when transform anything, I love you is something which say, okay, what's the practical meaning? Like you come to me, you want something concrete. You say, look, you need to do this and that, but I want to give you the concrete line. Basically, a PhD degree is a degree. I just give my definition. It is degree that proves that the person can take any unsolved problem and try to work towards the solution in a systematic way. And that's all. Sometimes it can't be innovative. For example, somebody come to you and say, look, I got some, in my area there is a disease happening. Can you just research on it? Now, the person who's not gone through PhD level, he doesn't know what's a systematic research about. Okay. And we need to learn how to do research. That's all the degree about. Like MCSE certification, what is proofs? You can take my Windows problems and solve it. You know how to solve it. Sometimes these problems can't be solved, but you work towards it. Now, how am I going to prove I know I have done this? I know how to do research now. You need to take one example. You decide the example and you try to solve it. Example is not really a big issue.
You mean
the topic? Topic is not really so relevant. It is relevant because, as you said before, the person needs a passion. If you're not passionate about the problem, you don't give a damn to it. How are you going to work towards it? Sometimes, like postdoctorate people, they work on the research topics which they don't like, but it's part, they know how to solve it. Like the work we did now, we know how to do it. It's irrelevant we liked it or not, but we know how to do it. Okay? So how do we prove in Western world or in a modern world, to prove anything you need a report? Report required. You want to take it? You
No.
can. Report required to prove that you took an unsolved problem and tried to solve it, and here is documented proof, which is equal to thesis. So basically, day first, think about, you need to submit a thesis. That's all you are working on. That is the whole thing. If you do it in 5 months or 5 years, it's up to you. So the day first, if I restart my PhD, the day first I'll open a Word document and call it thesis and try to fill in the gaps. start towards that. Okay. So that is all you need to submit, and that thesis should give evidence you took a problem. Now I'm going to the stages. You took a problem and proposed a draft solution approach, which is equal to proposal. It's always draft. Some the topic changed during the course of the proposal. Why? I tell you why. Take any line, anything you think of, doesn't really matter. It's in focus your interest. Like I'm passionate about word processing. I want to improve it. You say it's a pretty modern software. Bloody hell, what you gonna improve on it? Half of the world making word things, and Microsoft. How are you gonna compete? I still say, look, I like it. I want to stick with it. It looks like a stupid approach. It's not, because what I'm basically taking big challenge. So take any line. How are you gonna know what will be my topic? What you're gonna do? You're gonna take, okay, I like, for example, I said I like e-learning. I'm gonna work towards it. I went in there and I believe knowledge is dialogue. It's Allah way of teaching. It's Prophet way of teaching. And it's all, Peer and Murshid, they used to talk. There was no exam, there was no book reading at home and bring it now. So that's what my interest and passion about. Okay. I say, look, in e-learning, how do we do dialogue? There's a chat there, there's an email there, there's a dialogue. See, I'm digging in. I start from top, I'm digging in. I'm trying to get to the point where all stopped. That is the half of the PhD. To find an unresolved problem. AMCOM, you like about it, that's fine. Just commit to that. Keep going and finding and see where people leave the question marks. That'll be your starting point. There's a big pressure on these topics, the current one or the electronic one, and because things changing so far. What's gonna happen? If I propose something, I developed that during that course. A company, Web City, also built similar thing. Maybe they stole my idea, somebody else did. Doesn't matter. So what happened? I just put my stamp a little bit further. Okay, they finish here. Because I already built something, I just put a couple of more pages and said, look, this is also possible. And I also said, look, my research is on right track because these guys follow me. They're doing the same thing. There's a big company, proven record. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So don't be fear about if your PhD is, if you're working towards an unresolved problem, where you're going to end up with. It's be like a new river coming out of the ocean. It will make its own way. You cannot decide its course. So don't worry if the topic change, a mood change and thing. In PhD, 3 times you will be saying, look, I'm going to give up. I'm tired of. But if you know, it's just a practice run. You just need a degree. You're not going to solve any problem. You are working towards the problem. Your first degree. You need to submit a good thesis. You need to get published. So you got the proposal idea. So you found, okay, this is the thing, and keep going. I start from e-learning, went to computer mediated communication. So I'm drilling down. Then in computer mediation, there's a lot of things. I took discussion forums. Within discussion forum, there are 4 types. I took cooperative discussion forum, and within that, I focus only in educational environment. You know what's the definition of expert? He knows a lot about little thing. You don't need to be a who says I'm
All-rounder.
expert in all, he's basically jack of all trades, knows nothing.
Expert is not the all-rounder. He is an
Absolute.
all-rounder for one place.
Yeah. So that is the first part, and don't hide and say so many people change things. Okay,
My
now
question is, how do I know that someone already did that part?
I'm getting it's an excellent question. That's a very big pressure. So we go next. You need to know 3 types of things to give that satisfaction. It's a person, institution, and journals. If you find your area first, after that you need to find who are the leading research people in that area globally, not in Campbelltown or Lakamba, globally. That is first thing you need to do after deciding the topic area. Just area. I'm not talking topic, area. I know my area people exactly. I follow them like a peer. You understand peer? Murshid? Yeah. Because they dictate in my area. Whatever they say is globally acknowledged. Then institution. Which are the research groups in the world leading in this area? And journals. What are the leading journals of my area? When you find them, then if your thing is not discussed there
Then it's not discussed.
and anywhere, that's all. It's simple.
How do I find them? Through the searching, web search?
You need for these ones,
The person, especially the person.
I'm telling you, they will come from journals. You find this author is everywhere. Whenever, sometimes for example, I'm professor, 4 people working with me. My name will be every publication of them. Okay, so you find this person is everywhere. There are linked. Institution publish journals, journals managed by persons. Sometimes a person is like a academic, like you are doing research. You doesn't belong to a good journal. You doesn't belong to a particular research group, but you are doing just a degree. So that's comes through the literature review. You need, when you do a literature review, you should have spreadsheet for this. Make a spreadsheet for these. Whenever you find somebody, just put it there. And sometimes you just delete one and say, look, it doesn't look like I found a similar person but with better. So when you track these people, okay, I'll give you some tools.
Can you give me some website address specifically where can I search these journals and institutions?
The journals are, some are paid and some are free. Paid, free, subscribe. The subscribe one you should target.
Is also paid? Subscribe one?
No. Paid means you need to pay. Subscribe by uni. That's the one you can access through the uni website. They will give you something when you go from your uni website. They let you find things, but it's different. It's different for different areas. Like my areas are grey ones. This between computing and education, and I had a great difficulty to find even start. But that's the first thing you should do when you're doing a literature review. The first literature review is like going in a market for window shopping. You don't know yet, so that will be wild. Okay, in literature review, that is the key thing, because as I say, half of the solution is what I'm trying to say, knowing a problem is a half solution.
Yeah,
okay,
that's true.
so basically knowing a problem is half solution. If I know what disease I have, it's easy to take a medicine for it. Okay. I just click this one so I can see more. So literature review, what are the tips and tools? You need reference management. There are software there which lets you manage the references. I use EndNote. Have you heard of?
No.
That is the must. You need use one. What it lets you do, I will give you keyword. I don't want to go into EndNote, then we need a whole day. You can come other day, I can teach you all of that. But second thing you need, quote management. Quote management is when you're reading. I did whole thing electronically. I didn't print out things. I didn't. Quote management, what is it? I'm reading this. I like this paragraph. Now, the reference of this will be saved in EndNote. The journal I'm reading, journal paper I'm reading, is in EndNote. I put it, the reference of number of that EndNote. I can show you. Should I open that? If you do like that, you'll be. I spent a lot of time, but I did actual hours were not enough. I think I can do this one. So if I go my research folder, this is also a tip. Look at my how it's organized. It's going in a movie, so you don't need to. I got admin to deal with the uni. Sorry, I'm going off the topic, but just something. Case study what I run is specific to my. This is the data of the all the references. This is all the conferences and journals. Literature review. I show you the literature review. What I want to show. See all these numbers.
Yeah.
These are the reference number. Took it from the EndNote. So what's the benefit if I have 165 here? Then I made an Excel sheet where I keep record of reference number and the paragraph is about. I categorize each quote. For example, this person talk about best technique in a mobile payment. It's about mobile payment. So I put keywords there. What's the benefit of doing? So first is reference number column. Then I have what is the keywords in talked about this quote, and the third one is the actual text. What's the benefit? When I'm going to write, I will not come back to this paper. I'll go in that sheet and find I search keywords. I want to talk about mobile. I need a reference for mobile payment. And what is the issues people discussed before? You just quickly find all the in Excel sheet, filter them, mobile payments one. Now you have reference number, you have this. You come back in a Word, copy and paste all you found, and then talk about it. It makes so easy. Paraphrasing, you can just put a paragraph down there and write a line in your own words, but it'll give you don't need to look here, there, look. And this thing you can do anywhere. I used to do just email myself the incomplete chapters, and wherever I'm sitting, like I gave you half an hour, I can complete one paragraph. And that reference number, I don't think I installed that here. When you install EndNote, you get toolbar here, EndNote. You click this search and you put the reference number, and when you put reference number, it automatically insert a reference of your choice of a style. You can change not only put it here in text, also put it in the bibliography. I'm not sure you are familiar with these terms, but it does automatically. In Word, the problem is this is not a preferred style, and also you need to type yourself. In EndNote, once you input all the information, you can use anywhere.
So is it a software?
Software. Uni we get it free. And
so I'll get it from the internet. It can also.
Yeah, it might be paid, but if you get through your uni, it should be. If you still got a UWS login, if you need, I can supply one. I cannot show you all the software because it's installed my laptop, the uni laptop. I didn't install here because I don't do research in here. So code management, I use Access database for that, but you can use Excel, Access. But this is one-time investment. And I also keep a copy of every single thing which I put it into EndNote, soft copy, especially the website, journals, papers. You print out something, you need the whole paragraph as a code. I'm not going to type, I will make mistakes in there. I copy and paste from my soft copy. The web pages, you took a web page, put it into EndNote. Now later on,
some writing like PDF file cannot be copied. These are
you can download.
Secured, like you cannot copy.
But you can download the copy.
You can download, but if you want to copy and paste to somewhere.
Yeah, I know. Some are you can't do anyway. It's an image. It's not text.
It's an image, yeah.
But still, you need a soft copy. Why? The second benefit is so every literature should be saved in computer. Even I did some scanning. Reason? Then I'm fully electronic. If I lose this paper, at least I have backup. The third benefit is some web pages you come back 3 months, it's not there anymore.
Yeah.
Teacher says, what is this bullshit? Because this is how I'm gonna verify this reference. You have a copy in your computer. So in EndNote, I also keep in the notes. There's a notes text area there where I put the path of file name in my computer. So I have 3 folders of papers. Some I never printed, I never needed. It's a Word document or something. I don't want to, because I read from the screen and copy and paste into. I show you the QLit. These tips nobody will give you, because my supervisor was really good at PhD management, but he wasn't really good at my technical area. But I was still happy because that's all. Graham Salter. So
when did you finish your PhD?
Just I'm doing in the last moments.
Or you're still doing now?
Yeah. QLit.
So you're doing part-time?
Yep. Even not part-time. Sometimes I don't work for 3 months. I'm trying to get rid of. I didn't like it because that's why I was saying you need to be pretty committed on. You need to be saying, look, I can survive with the low money and everything, because this is the. I show you reports.
Why is that taking long time? Because your supervisor not happy with the
No, I don't
solution?
do. No, I don't. This is another thing. It's not this master-wise thing. You need to finish that book. As quick you do, as quick you go on to done it. So if I don't work on it, what's going on here? See all the reference number?
Is that the
Court management.
Court management, okay.
Categories, subcategory we see is asynchronous collaboration benefits. Here's the court number. So I exactly know which page they come from.
110, is that the page number?
No, 110 is a reference number.
Reference number.
In the EndNote. Because when I'm going to use this, I need to give a reference. To give a reference, EndNote say what's the reference number. I say 110, it'll insert the reference number. I don't have a software here, otherwise I can show you how quickly it does. I might show you the, I'm not sure, I just close this one.
Okay, anyway, I'll if I need it, I'll ask you next time.
Yeah, so this is very important. Nobody, it looks like, I met the other day, people still say, look, he read, people try to remember everything. I don't give a single stress on my memory. I don't use my memory. So I got 180 gig hard drive, what's that for? I will use memory to think. Like the other day, the guy just, he's an old guy, and he was having 20 pages around. So what are you doing? Oh, he's a PhD, he's professor. I'm writing a paper, I need all these references, I'm typing them and this and that. Your job is to write a good paper, not to half of the time spend on just a reference to prove that you are right. That should be computer aided. Okay. So after doing that, that is the most, once you do that, then you know your methods, because I cannot talk about methods like my way. I found a software problem, okay, I'm going to develop a software. So method chapter was about how did I develop. Then I wanted to test that software. I went to the uni and did that. So this will be different for every problem. But in that, this chapter, this is very important, which I didn't do. This chapter, even this chapter, start first day, get the thesis going. Just make a draft thesis, put things in there. Make this chapter, proposal, literature review.
Literature review means in my area, is there any other contribution from other people? And I have to
how did you reach to the problem systematically? So I start with you start with like my literature review was history of e-learning, and then going towards the computer mediated communication. Not talking too much there. When I went to the online discussions, say benefits, why it's important, this and that. Then I say problems. What are the problems? And this is, see, I'm building up a story where I say, look, these are the problems, and these are the prospective solutions. This works, this doesn't work. So which don't work, I need to do something about it. That's why they hire me. It's like they give you, when you got a PhD, they have a confidence in you. They can give you any problem and they forgot about it. You will do it work. This is the PhD is learning of this approach, and thesis is a proof that you did very well. For example, in thesis, you doesn't do your research questions not formatted. That should be say, look, you don't know how to do research. You got my point? It's nothing to do with the solve problem. It's approach how to solve problem. Okay, so you got introduction, and then literature review, where you talk about systematically about in methods. Now you're working towards the solution. Whatever you proposed, that you should take a little bit, breathe, and make sure you're not going into wrong path. Because back in your mind, your best wish is, I want to solve as well, towards the innovation. But the innovation portion, how big is it's not important, as long as innovation. But if you come with the things, somebody did the exactly same thing. That's why in literature review, you should get publication. You should get published. What's the benefit of getting published? Two benefits. One is you get a practice of writing, because the one paper, journal paper or conference paper or magazine paper, itself is a piece of research. You talk about introduction, then you talk about a little bit literature review. If you take any paper, they'll be like that, literature review, then they talk about their part. Okay, what they contribute. Second benefit is, if you get published into one of the these ones in here, somebody will come. They'll pick it up straight away. When you paper go there, they'll give you, say, look at these paper. They all talked about it already. When I went to conference, you published, people go, oh, this thing you said nobody did, one person did, because the person who's sitting in front of you, nobody beyond that in the world. If you got 2-3 papers out, if nobody talk about it,
until you finish your PhD, how do you publish?
No. You're allowed to. You can write a paper even you're a student.
Without
I think you didn't get any workshop about it, but you have to have 4 or 5 paper published for the PhD. Otherwise, they will say he's working in a isolation. You after literature review, at least you should get published for 2-3 paper, 2 at least. They ask you in the yearly report. To get published is just have a nice piece of work. It doesn't mean
so
you need
it has to be relevant to my topics.
That's all. You can write it now. Nobody will stop you. Send to someone. Subscribe to all the journals. They will send you when it's new coming, and there are workshops in the uni that happens. They will tell you how to get published. You don't need a degree to get it published. People who get honorary PhDs, how they get it? Because they have done work without systematically, but they've done work without writing a thesis. They've worked in the research. That's it. These degrees are just the evidence. If I say somebody, I'm a good researcher, give me a job, how are they going to give me? They need a proof. If I show them 5-6 books, that's enough for them. But if I don't have, how am I going to prove? Oh, here's a degree, sir. I submitted a thesis. Here's a copy of thesis, sir. Here are the journals where I published. So a method chapter is specific to your problem. But all the documentation, back in your mind, thesis going. So anything you need later in a thesis, better put it there, even in an informal form, even in a copy-paste form. Just for example, I'd done a survey, so I write a survey in there. I said I'll fix it when I'm going to, but all things were there. You get my point? Instead of anything I think of I needed later in the thesis, I'll just put dot forms like I'm doing now, for example. It can be my thesis. Anything I'm doing every day, wherever I think I might use in a thesis, I just put it there. Maybe reference, words. If I show you, where is my thesis folder? Have a look. This is thesis folder. I show you. I show you. What I'm telling you is practical. I don't like something which looks bookish. You understand? Bookish means looks ideal, but you can't implement it. I'm trying to find a temp folders. The temp files. Temp. Resources, for example. See, insert reasons. It looks pretty complete. See, this looks pretty complete. I get something which is doesn't look. There should be temp. I just get this. Version control is important too when you get to the. I come to this stage quickly because I'm taking a little bit extra. Method. Okay. There's some up there, like this one. like this thing is coming from end node. It inserted my I can't, there's no end node here, otherwise I show you, and it does automatically. I show you at the end. See, all done by then. I didn't type them.
Oh, you didn't type it? Oh.
No, if I delete reference from top, automatically will be deleted from here.
Oh,
that's end node. See, all these,
so
these are the coming from QLit. The QLit are a literature, the course,
okay,
which I see. Whenever I get them, I just put into the, it doesn't matter at the end I don't use them, that's a separate story. That happens, like you know the movie people make, they make 4 hours, only use 2 hours, but they don't know which 2 hours they need, so they keep 4 hours. You know that?
mm-hmm.
So it's same like books. See all these categories, subcategories, I keep in there into certain, and you need a good training of Word as well, because the whole PhD will be in Word.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a very good video how to manage long documents in Word. See all these documents. I don't do this thing. I never does this with the long document. I use this map.
You didn't type?
I don't. I do type. What I'm saying, the scrolling, going up and down, it make me sick.
Oh, okay.
I use this document map. I use all the styles and just see all the response length. These are the things I think of problem, and I only could find this. Each thing required discussion itself. Okay, specific to method chapter, specific to your problem. I tell you, if you follow these tips and tools, you save, I mean, if I'm not lying, at least 25 to 45%, depends on the problem, time. Because I have seen mostly people that do PhD twice. Means they do the PhD, they realize, oh, bloody hell, when they realize, they reach
and then
these towards it, then they realize, oh, I better should start writing thesis. People do write thesis after they finish the methods practically, and then there is a problem. Then they realize all the literature review they did, they don't have any record. Then first they did this, and then they find it, they lost. So you need to be organized. Anything that's more than 3 days long, you need to organize to do that. And method chapter, and then you need the most important one. Look, you introduce a problem, then you do a research to make sure your problem finding was right. Then you found a solution. In method you talk about solution. At the end of this you talk about, okay, these are the prospective solution. In method you say, look, this is my approach to solve this problem. You explain that. Then you do results. It varies. Sometimes, like in my method chapters were 2 part, because I developed a software, I applied it. So it is better to keep it. It was getting too long, 75 pages long, so I'll split it, because otherwise it looks like it need to be split. So in your case it depends on the topic. Excuse me. So in method you design a solution, you do whatever you want to do. For example, you design a survey, you design a case study, you develop a software, you sleep a lot. I don't know what's the solution you find. So in a result chapter, you document this outcome. So look, this is the results found. These results can be expected, cannot be expected. So look, the problem I thought is this, but result shows it's not. It's fine too, I tell you. You just need to improve a little bit the reason, and because they want to know you approached right, everything's all right, but it can happen. I think it's a problem with the students. No, it's a problem with the software. That's fine. That you can improve. For example, I say, look, can you move these boxes? You say, okay, no problem, I'll do that. You realize you can't move it. That's fine too, because that's a solution as well. People don't understand. At least you know this doesn't work anymore. You can work towards. So it happened with me. Half of the things I thought will be solved didn't solve. Half of been solved, and also people confirmed that. Like WebC team did the same thing what I proposed 4 years ago. So that's fine. I don't need to win something. I just need to show I can do the research. So then I say, look, if I do these things, it can improve. My approach is still right, but some of the things, because it didn't go, for example, half of the students didn't know, they never done discussion before. So problem with them too. There's evidence. Survey says half of the students said we never used the discussion for, so they needed more training. What I assumed they're in a third year student, they should know it, which was wrong. So we should, next time I should have spent more time to verify that. So approach works, approach. So in results you document those things. And the last one, specific to your problem, approach to solve problem. I'm just doing a little bit. And in results, analyzed the outcome of the methods. So my piece of suggestion, don't take too big problem. Find a small problem, and don't commit too big innovative thing where you're stuck in a cycle. You just need a thesis, brother. Get a small problem and get a small solution. How you get a small solution? If they're talking about 10 problems, you just say, I'll just solve this one. For example, the guy said there's 112 people coming for iftari. I say, okay, brother, I'll only do the fruit. Not a whole iftari, not a dinner, I just do the fruit. And next time, if I can manage this, I might do the whole iftari. You understand what I'm saying? If I overcommit, no one will be harmed, but I'll be tired at the end of the day. I might be hungry, didn't get a chance to eat. I'll be sick, I might die.
Whole time research then. Whole life research then.
Yeah, just ideally, if you want to do something, if it has commercial value, that is very good, because then you can sell it straight away to anybody, employers, anything. If you work towards the area which you think has got a great deal of future. I've seen people changing their research patterns. They just start with something, later they say, look, I got PhD, that's gone, don't worry about it. I just start this area because it's got more future. Now he's looking towards the commercial value of the research. So in result, analyze the outcome of the methods you applied. So I showed you, make those chapters, keep putting things in there whenever you're doing. Doesn't matter you write it properly. You try to, because it's going to help you when you start thesis. Half of the things are there. Half of the things are there in draft form. So anything you do, never do verbally. Verbally in a sense, okay, I'll make this. Always document in a word. For example, you need to write an email. Okay, excellent thing is, very excellent thing, where I say, I just put it there. I'm coming back. You observe that I document everything. Document everything. Best thing to do, which is research journal, which will have Excel sheet I made. date, what did I do? Why? Because when I'm going to write methods and these chapters, this will help me. Just one line, I did this today, email. This will help you to find all the piece of evidence, all the piece of work you did. As thick your journal is, and the thesis is, this is more work, obviously. So I sent and also when you're writing, you don't remember what did you do 2 years ago. Journal will help you. It has evidence systematically just saying what you did, what you did, what you did. Activities, I'm talking about activities here. To record, because activities not written.
If
for
you could
example,
show me these things practically, like how these work and how we're gonna put the code like this. But, you don't have the software here.
it's required a lot of training because for
Yeah,
each
you
thing
just
I've been
make
training
sure.
for one. I just show you because these
Okay, leave it for this one or later on. But if I need, I can
I
talk
show
about it.
you the research aids.
These will
Also-
save my time.
That's what I'm trying to do. That's what I'm trying to do because
Access like what do you call this one? Like access time, like extra time that does not
which is called the administration time,
administration time. Yeah,
which you shouldn't
not belongs to the research,
research.
straight away.
But to do research, you need those.
Administration time. Yeah. It
So
depends how fast.
I tell you, in general, when I was writing a method, I did a lot of activities like traveling to there, meeting teacher to find, and I thought, what's the point writing it? My teacher said, that's very important because it shows the struggle you did. Activities cannot be, you don't write activities. For example, you drop an email to teacher to meeting. It's activity. You just write it there in a method. You organize a meeting.
Well, you have to write in the method these things.
All things. Why not?
Okay.
Because it shows how did you approach the solution. How did you approach the solution model? How did you do that? Like I did a half an hour training with a student where software just crashed. I put all the things and evidence of from this research as well. It
So,
happens.
did you develop any software?
Yeah,
What is that software?
to do a discussion.
I've read your article. I picked up from the website, I think, somewhere. It's a forum, some
Yeah, discussion forum.
discussion forum. Yeah, you're right.
So, in the last most important one is discussion chapter, where you mix all these literature review, method, results, to give a piece of advice. Mix LMNR, literature review, methods and results, to conclude the thing. So look, literature said this, I said this is the result, and now I suggest this from all these. It depends on the problem. Like my one, I did results and discussions, and then discussion and conclusion. Somebody, so these you need 4 things: intro, literature, method, 5 results, and this. But the chapter can be vary a little
But in
bit.
the proposal, I cannot put the result.
No. Proposal is just the introduction part, and bit of literature review, bit of methods. That's it.
Methods, yeah.
And prospective results. What you're trying to achieve. That's what you think.
Expectation mind.
Yeah. So in discussion, mix and conclude to give a piece of advice. To future researchers. That's all you do.
Yeah.
Because no problem is solved. Never, no problem is solved. So you just say, look,
That's my ending, and that's the
yeah, that's
gap. Yeah.
so
Someone can fill up this gap. There is a
yes,
gap
it's
in
a
my-
future. Always discussion has some future thing. Whatever is left over is for future. You might do it, somebody do it. So I think this is the end of the story. Sometime you discussion and conclusion. People say our conclusion separate. It depends on the topic and depends on the situation, your writing style, and this.
Now tell me the topic which I selected. That does it give me a lot of stress? And what you, as you said that try to pick up a little problem and little solution. But I decided to go for the commerce for the women in Bangladesh. Case study, Dhaka city. Case study.
You changed it, or it's the same what you emailed?
No, same. Commerce, a future for women in Bangladesh. Case study, Dhaka city.
So what's the relation between the woman and the commerce?
How the women use commerce. Commerce, what the aspect of commerce towards the women in Bangladesh. So they are used to having these sort of things. How they and what's the current trend now? Okay, and then what's the future like? Next time?
Okay, so
like commerce has got a lot of aspects. They can pay bill by mobile, shopping, and then they can do some business as well.
So you're looking towards a survey.
Some sort of not only survey and also to find out to give the solution, not solution actually, like ways how the women can get benefits, can develop their lifestyle economically and then socially by using the commerce. What the effect of commerce towards the women? Does it change their lifestyle, or does it give benefit?
No.
Economic.
That's again we need to come to the concrete. What will be the research questions?
Yeah, that's my research question.
How will the women of Bangladesh be socially and economically benefited by commerce?
What do you think about it?
I'm trying to think of the